Shalom. I hear Jacob crying. Can you hear Jacob crying? Oh, Jacob, dry your eyes and call on AHAYAH. Jacob, dry your eyes and call on AHAYAH. Sad song, especially for the situation that's going on. So, first and foremost, I give all glory and praise to AHAYAH, Bahasham YASHAYA, QADASH, RAWACH. You know, I wanted to sing that song because it's really like a slap in the face coming from Vera 747, who was actively working with Elder Vakar and the sister, the twin, to keep you guys still in Babylon. So that's going to be the anthem for GLCC, and for GLCC Jordan, of course, a reminder that you should have listened and you should have got out of Babylon, because they are definitely not trying to get you to go anywhere. So I just want to give you guys an update. You know, a lot of brothers and sisters who are leaving and not listening to Elder Vakar and the GLCC, they're leaving and they are having a very hard time getting on flights. They had to take the COVID test in order to leave. At this point, you cannot get on a plane unless you have this COVID test, for one. For two, they're making it very hard to get flights. They're stopping the flights and putting people off. A lot of delays. So the travel is very hard, but you can travel. So anybody acting like they're trying to get out of Babylon, anybody trying to act like they're leaving Babylon, if they're not leaving right now, in these next couple of days and weeks, they will have to take the test and receive the RFID chip with the vaccine. So if they're lying to you and acting like they're trying to leave, they're trying to leave. If they don't do it in the next couple of weeks to these 2 months, like I told you, they're going to have that vaccine and it's going to be mandatory. So right now it's mandatory. You must take the COVID test, okay? And they're making travel very hard. So I'm urging you, brothers and sisters, if you're getting out of Babylon, if you're preparing, leave now. There are a lot of people leaving, and I'm in touch with a lot of brothers and sisters now. You can contact me, and I can give you some more information that I can't really share right now. We can talk, and I can give you information if you're really interested in getting out of Babylon. But for those of you who act like you're leaving and you're sitting and waiting, I'm just telling you now, there will be no mass exodus. They're not even allowing that. They're making it very hard to travel. You can get a flight, though. There are people who are leaving, you know, and have gotten out safely, but you must take the COVID test as of now. And you can't get a flight without it. And also, pretty soon, it will be the vaccination. You will not be able to get a flight out without this vaccination. So if you're thinking you're leaving, or if somebody's telling you that they're planning on leaving, and if you ain't got your ticket right now and really trying to get out, they're lying, okay? They're lying to you. So like I've told you over and over, it was just to keep, Elder Vakar was on the Keep the People Still tour. He had you sitting around mesmerized with all these, acting like he's trying to heal y'all while you're going to be stuck in Babylon. So now he's preparing you for the worst. And saying, well, I told you not to go to the hospitals. I told you not to do this. What you were supposed to tell the people to get out of Babylon. So there's none of that, you know. And yes, we hear Jacob crying, and it's such a slap in the face to, you know, Vera 747 for Elder Vakar to be playing the song as the sisters took Elder Vakar down. So you know how Esau like to do stuff. They like to put it in your face, you know, as they slapping you in the face. They like to let you know. So that's what in the process right now. Also, Elder Vakar is now talking about, he got a new development about secrets of the time. So now he's going to come and try and change the holy days so that those of you who are in Babylon and about to, get destroyed there, you could be on the wrong holy days so that you're breaking the commandments. So, they have a right to destroy you. Because if you're not on the right holy days and if you're not keeping the Sabbaths according to the Most High, you're breaking his laws, statutes, and commandments. And AHAYAH is a stickler of his laws. So the plot thickens, it's further deception. They're going to keep you still and then try to get you someplace and act like they're trying to help you. But if you didn't get out of Babylon and if you don't leave as of right now, pack your bags and just go. Listen, I've warned you. I poured my soul out to you, Israel, and tried to tell you to get out. That Jordan was the safe place. It's the only place that the Most High said, I will protect you within my borders. So that's why they closed Jordan right now. But you know the prophecy. If you can get to Egypt, there still will be a Red Sea crossing. That will be done again. So, and also the ships of Tarsus are coming to South America. So if you need to get out and you just need to be like a pilgrim on the earth, because that prophecy will apply to you. So now we're at the next phase, guys. And I just want to put it out there. My heart bleeds for Israel. And although, I'm trying to be strong for you guys, but I'm going to be honest. I'm going to tell you the truth because the Most High had me crying out to you for years about this. So please take heed. I pray you drop whatever you're doing and pack your bags and go. Because as you hear with Elder Carr, all he's doing is preparing you now for destruction. He's not talking about leaving. And actually, he's talking about going to Africa. But where are you going to go? What are you going to do? Sit and wait for the elders to go to Africa and tell you what to do? It's so hard to get a flight, guys. They are really, making it hard. They're delaying flights. They're canceling reservations. But you got to be persistent. You got to, push like the Most High told you to leave. They didn't finish building that wall yet, so you may have to do that. But this is the last leg of it, guys. If you don't make arrangements to get out now, it's not going to happen unless you take the chip. Okay? So I needed to tell you guys that. I needed to let you know how severe this thing is. Run for your lives. Get out. There's a deception. Just like in 70 AD, the elders were telling the people to stay. The elders were doing that to the people. They were sold out. It's nothing new under the sun. The Most High said what was then is now. There's nothing new. Ecclesiastic 1:9, I believe the scriptures are. If you need a scripture, which you should already know. Because everybody's well-learned and well-versed, and everybody's all into the other books. So you should know the Bible like the back of your hand, since you all in the other books. Okay? So I just wanted to come on and just give you this update. There are a lot of people who are leaving, and a lot of people who have reached out to me and told me, yeah, they're here, they're there, they're there. So there is places to go and this and that, and I have a lot of information, but you need to contact me. I told you, travel, ITOJA, travel at yahoo.com. I'll put the link in the description box. And, I pray that you guys make it out safely. Save the souls of your children. They may, and this is what they like to do. They like to use the law against you. This is what Esau likes to do. They like to attack us on the Sabbath. That's why on the Passover, which I've been warning you for years, they struck you down on the Passover and had you sit still. And now you haven't recovered from that yet. But you better get up and get out. Christ said in Matthew 24, possibly the elect would be deceived. There will be a great deception. That who would have thought that your elders, but it was in the book of Josephus, the elders did it. They were the ones that kept the people still. They were CIA agents, informants, COINTEL. That's what happened in the days of Josephus, and that's what's happening now. So, brothers and sisters, I urge that you pack your bags and go and be like a pilgrim on this earth. Because it don't look like Jordan is really going to open. And they have very strict measures for Jordan. So there's other places that you can go that's easy, a little easier. But if you got to get out now, you know. Now we're going into the second phase of this, that you're going to have to go. The prophecies for Egypt will be fulfilled, that he's going to dry up the Red Sea and part the sea, and children of Israel is going to cross. So you need to make it out of Babylon. Also, there's going to be the ships of Tarshish in the time when Christ comes. There's going to people always try to be in that group, because I think coming to Jordan straight on the plane, that part is over. But the wilderness, the safe place, is Jordan. And I'm sure AHAYAH is going to make a way for you to get here. It just won't be the easy route. Because if you didn't listen, because of your disobedience, now you got to come the hard way. So, brothers and sisters, I pray you don't let fear, trust in AHAYAH, but you're going to be tried and tested. Israel will be tried and tested. And that's what he said. He's going to first deal with the house of Israel. So unless you listen, you take heed, because people like to say, oh, the whole earth, there's no safe place. That's a lie. That's a lie. There is a safe place. AHAYAH said it. And you can go on my channel and look at this secret place, a place of safety, part 3. We give scriptures. The brothers here gave scriptures unequivocally how Jordan is a safe place, how you know that you can get here, and how QADASH is where the holy mountain is. And I've been there, brothers. There is a great deception. YASHAYA warned you. Matthew 24, you in the midst of it. And unless you pack your bags and get out, you don't have an even chance for salvation at this point. Because he said, and his word will not come back void. Revelation 18, come out of her, my people, that you not partake in the plagues of Babylon. If you don't come out, you will partake in those plagues, which is burning, mourning, and death. Okay, Israel? And I don't mean to like scare you, but you need to be scared, because you need to fear the Most High more than anything. And if you're not fearing AHAYAH, then you don't have no wisdom. You don't have no wisdom if you're not afraid to sit in Babylon and wait on destruction. Okay? I just needed to put that out, y'all. Infiltration is real. Hello, wake up. If you're sitting in Babylon and you're a GLCC member and you're watching these videos as Elder Rakar skip around all and try to tell you like, don't call me when you're at the hospital because I told you not to go. When he's supposed to tell you to flee and get out. And he's not doing it. And he's talking about going to Africa, and who knows how many of the other elders have already left. But they will have you sitting in Babylon. And I know for a fact, because people are calling me and telling me how hard it is to, what they making you jump through hoops to get a flight. So there ain't going to be no mass exodus like in the days of Moses. And Elder Rakar used to teach it many, many years ago that there wasn't going to be no mass exodus. So you're sitting in Babylon for naught, waiting for destruction. Okay? So I praise AHAYAH BaHashem YASHAYA WAKWADASH RAWACH that you are conscious and that you're paying attention and that you're fearing the Most High and you're coming out of Babylon. I'm praying for you. I don't want to have to sing that song to you, and it is about you. I hear Jacob crying. Can you hear Jacob crying? Oh, Jacob, dry your eyes and call on AHAYAH. Jacob, dry your eyes and call on AHAYAH. Get out of Babylon. Fear AHAYAH. He said, come out of her, my people. Come out of her. Don't be afraid. Trust him. But if you stay in Babylon, he's not there, guys. And he's not coming to rescue nobody. Sisters, I urge you. There's a reason why Elder Ricard is focusing on the sisters. Because there's a prophecy that 7 women to 1 man will be in this wilderness. So they're trying to hold the sisters up. Don't be bamboozled, y'all. It sounds good. Yes, and sisters want a husband. But if they put down, if they demand that these brothers put down these Gentiles as wives, a lot of sisters of Zion would be married. But they ain't trying to do all that. If these brothers, a lot of these brothers, put down those Gentile and heathens, according to Ezra, on chapter 9 and chapter 10, then sisters, the daughters of Zion, would have husbands. But Elder Ricard ain't gonna make no video like that. He's gonna act like, oh, sisters, you need to get yourselves together. Which is true. You know, I'm not saying daughters of Zion don't need to get themselves together. Yes, but the men need to get themselves together too. And first order of business is put the heathens and the Gentiles away. The children and the wives. And then the daughters of Zion can at least have some husbands. But as long as you are condoning that interracial marriage, the daughters of Zion, they're going to still be without husbands. So sisters, don't be bamboozled. Get out of Babylon. Get out of Babylon. Save the souls of your children that you may live. Now, you may not can do it the easy way because of disobedience, but you still can get out if you pack up and get out now. For those of you who already listen and got your passports, you can leave. It ain't going to be so easy, and pretty soon you ain't going to be able to do it at all. So the Most High he's giving you time, and I've been warning you. So don't act like the Most High ain't been trying to tell you. You just wasn't listening, and you made the wrong choices. You made the wrong choices, and that's just as simple as it gets. I have to be honest. You made the wrong choice. So now you got to do it the hard way. And if you still refuse, then you're going to see how much harder it's going to get. So I just give all glory and praise to AHAYAH, Bahashim YASHAYA, QADASH, RAWACH. And I want to also say, there's a lot of brothers and sisters here in Jordan, but they choose not to say nothing. And I put it out there that if brothers and sisters here would have spoken up and would speak up about, Sister Kana, how I've tried to help a lot of people, and then Elder Ricard would have to shut his mouth. He couldn't talk bad about me. But because brothers and sisters sit here and they be silent and they holding their tongue, you guys don't even know, the truth. So they're allowing this thing to be fueled because they don't want to speak up. Y'all have to stand up for Israel. Y'all have to speak up for Israel. So all that fake and phony trying to act like you for Israel, but yet you don't want to speak up. And all you worried about is just your immediate family. There's a nation that we should be concerned with. There's a nation. You should be like the Maccabee brothers and all the other prophets who lamented for Israel and who had to die and sacrifice for Israel. But nobody's willing to stand up. Nobody's willing to say anything. Nobody's willing to defend Sister Kana, all because you trying to act like you straddling the fence. But you're supposed to be a righteous judge of Israel. And you know what's right and you know what's wrong. But you refuse to stand for what's right. And you'll let people defame me and defame my character, and you know the truth. Shame on you. And you think YASHAYA wants you in his kingdom? When you allow wicked people to go up against what's right and you don't stand up? See, this is what is going on. A lot of people going to answer for a lot of things. And you think you in good case with the Most High. But if you ain't willing to stand up for righteousness, then what good are you for the nation of Israel? So I pray that you subscribe. I pray you comment. Leave me some comments. I want to hear for those who was talking against Sister Kana and tell them or raving over Elder Ricard and how wonderful it is when Christ warned you that you will be deceived, and it will be amazing information, he said, that possibly the elect will be deceived. So now we at the last leg of this. And if you don't run out of Babylon in these next couple of weeks and months, you're going to see the destruction that comes upon you. And you're going to cry out to AHAYAH. And he's going to say, I did not know you. Why? Because you didn't even hear him in the spirit when he had somebody calling out, trying to tell you what to do and what was going on. Your spirit, for whatever reason, most of the times is sin, that you didn't even want to hear from AHAYAH. You closed your eyes and you looked the other way and you sat still. So brothers and sisters, get ready, gird up, because this thing is going to be serious. We all going to answer to AHAYAH, Ashur AHAYAH. Okay? Every single last one of you. And you know what's right and you know what's wrong. So I give all glory and praise to AHAYAH. And I pray you share this video to anybody who act like they are GOCC, or they act like they trying to come out of Babylon, or they don't even have a love for the Most High to do what he say when he commanded you to come out of Babylon, and you still sit there talking about Kwam Yasha'Allah. I praise AHAYAH Bahashim Yashaya. I'm so thankful that I left years ago, that he had me leave, and all the things that I had to go through, it was on the grace of AHAYAH. He took care of me. All I had to do was trust him. He took care of me. And for those people who came here and went back to Babylon and had a bad report, and all I can say is shame on you. And AHAYAH is going to deal with everyone according to their deeds, just like he said in his word. So I hate to, that's where the Spirit took me, to speak to the spirits of these people who call themselves righteous men and women, but yet there's no right in them. Most High is going to make sure the righteous is going to come through this. Only the righteous. It ain't going to be half wicked and half righteous, or you claiming to be righteous, but your heart is wicked. It ain't going to be none of that. So if you calling yourself a righteous man or woman, then you need to obey AHAYAH. He said, come out of her, my people. So there ain't no if, buts, ands, or what. If you can't obey the Most High, then there's no room for you in this kingdom to come. There's none. If you can't trust the Most High, I don't care if you just got a plane ticket and that's all the money you got. You have to learn to trust AHAYAH. Don't send me no messages about what about, and what about, and what about. Trust AHAYAH. Call on him. He'll gonna tell you what about. He gonna answer you. Trust him first. Step out on faith first. Act like you at least trying to trust him. People get here. People I know that came out with a job from Babylon. Soon as they lost their job in Babylon, they ran back to Babylon. They was doing online work in Babylon. When they lost their job, then they made excuses of why they had to go back to Babylon. Because they don't have no faith in AHAYAH at all. And the Most High will test your faith. You're going to be tried and tested through this, Israel. And he said he's going to deal with the house of Israel first. Praise AHAYAH. Praise AHAYAH. He's going to see who is his. He said when they put you out of your houses in Babylon, then you're going to know. Because you're going to see. You talk about, how I'm going to feed my kids. How I'm going to feed my kids. What happens when there ain't no money? Because it's coming. And they're going to put you out your house. Because what you going to do? How you going to feed your kids? You're going to take the chip. That's what you're going to do. Because you ain't have no faith from the get-go. Or else you would have left Babylon. Because if you really had some faith, you would have trusted AHAYAH and left Babylon. Went through a few things. And let him test you to see if you're worthy. And then and you would come through it. But you ain't got no faith. That's the problem. And the people who was here in Jordan, they went back and they talking about, they making excuses, making up lies, talking about, it's just the kind of, it's just the kind of this, it's just the kind of that. Knowing that the only reason why they went back, because they ain't have no faith. You ain't trust AHAYAH at all. You were scared to go through a few things in a foreign country. You ain't had no faith. You ain't trust the Most High. So now you're back in Babylon and you're about to go through what you're about to go through. I want you to remember what I'm saying today. Okay? Because we all got to stand before the Most High. We all got to be accountable for what we do and what we say. And stop blaming other people like other people is the problem, when the problem is you ain't got no faith. And you ain't going to own up to that one, that you ain't got no faith. You going to act like somebody did something to you. Oh, Sister Connor did this. And Sister Connor, you ain't come out here for Sister Connor. The Most High just used me to tell you where to go. Jordan is the safe place. Jordan is the safe place. Jordan is the safe place. Kadesh. Kadesh is in Jordan. Mount Horeb, Kadesh, is in Jordan. That's what he sent me out to tell you. So if you let people deceive you, I gave it all to you. I made many videos telling you there's infiltration, CIA agents. Elder Vakar was taken down, that he's lying to you. Now he's about to change them holy days again. He's going to come out with some new information to get you off of them holy days. So now you can be worshiping, making a feast day and abominable day. He's going to do it. And I just praise AHAYAH Bahasham YASHAYA, because it's right in your face. Now, if you don't want to, if you want to act like you don't want to see it, close your eyes, go back to sleep, and just see what happens. But for those of you who have eyes to see and ears to hear, run for your lives. Get out of Babylon and don't look back. I give all glory and praise to AHAYAH. And I'm so sorry for those who wanted to trust in men who didn't have the heart of AHAYAH. I feel sorry that you couldn't receive it in the spirit. And now, we got to go through what we got to go through now. And yes, the whole earth will experience it. But Babylon, the daughter of Babylon, will be destroyed. So I'd rather be on the outside, going through some things, being tried in the fire, than be stuck in Babylon. And I think you all know that too, but you didn't want to believe that you were being played. You didn't want to receive it. You didn't want to think that somebody would actually do that to you. Yeah, Esau, he wants this kingdom bad. But Israel, you don't really want it. You don't want it compared to Esau. They willing to go all out. You ain't willing to do nothing. You ain't willing to even go through nothing. So, again, I keep saying it. I give all glory and praise to AHAYAH. I'm so thankful to AHAYAH for his mercy. That he is for the righteous. I can say that. Our most high power, he is for the righteous. You just got to obey him. You just got to listen to when he tells you to do something. Once you don't listen, then you don't love him. He said, if you love me, keep my commandments. Do what I say do. So for all of you who's still sitting in Babylon and you know the Most High said come out of her years ago. A lot of people been listening to GLCC for years. Now listen, guys, I was up out of Babylon within 4 or 5 months. Say 6 months, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, 7 months. I was gone after getting this truth. So there's no excuse for anybody. There's no excuse. If you've been in this truth for a year, 5 months, 6 months, and you've been hearing this truth, and you know that Babylon is going to be destroyed, there's really no excuse that you didn't walk up out of there when you heard the call of AHAYAH. There's none, y'all. So you can repent, stop making excuses, repent to AHAYAH and get your bags and ask him to lead you out. Because the window is shut. It's only through the grace of AHAYAH that you're going to get out now. So like I said, if you want to call me or send me an email and we can talk and I can tell you some things, some tidbit if you're thinking about leaving, you know. But if you choose to stay there and you deal whatever you got to deal with, you know what's coming. So you can't say you love AHAYAH and you feel AHAYAH and call me YASHAYA if you don't want to obey what the Most High has said. He said, come out of her. That's your duty. That's the whole duty of man right now. Anybody in Babylon, you're supposed to come out. That's it. Point blank. There's no excuses. So don't talk about how much this and how much that. So I'm going to close out with the Hebrew Israelite funeral song. I hear Jacob crying. Can you hear Jacob crying? Oh, Jacob, dry your eyes and call on AHAYAH. Jacob, dry your eyes and get out of Babylon. Shalom, Israel. I pray you make it out. I pray you take heed. Shalom.